This is CNN Breaking News.
Back now with our breaking news coverage of a temple shooting in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. You can see the police officers, as Rob said, getting ready to hold a press conference there shortly to update us on this shooting. Yeah, the information has been changing as we get it in here, so we want to be careful with how we report things. One thing we do know that at 9:25 Central Time, a 911 call came into the local police department there, a suburb of Milwaukee called Oak Creek. The caller said that at least one gunman had entered the Sikh temple there and just started shooting. Multiple people were reported shot at that point, people trapped inside. Some may have been children. And now we want to go to the police chief there, giving a live briefing right now.
Once again, my name is Brad Wentlandt, W-E-N-T-L-A-N-D-T. I'm the police chief for the city of Greenfield. I'm currently functioning as a public information officer on behalf of the city of Oak Creek. Obviously, they're very involved right now and very busy. As I said earlier, about 10:25 a.m., the Oak Creek Police Dispatch Center received multiple 911 calls of a shooting at the Sikh temple here in Oak Creek. The first officer on the scene is a 20-year law enforcement veteran, an extremely tactical officer. When he arrived on the scene, he engaged an active shooter outside of the temple. Multiple rounds were exchanged. The officer was shot multiple times. He is currently at Frederick Hospital and being treated for multiple gunshot wounds. He is in surgery. His condition is not known at this time. The suspect, the shooter, was also shot. He is down on the scene and presumed deceased. Tactical officers have made multiple search runs through the facility, through the temple at this time. The best information we have now, and this information may change, is that two individuals were transported from the scene by various local fire departments for gunshot wounds. One being the officer, the other a civilian. The emergency medical personnel, the tactical personnel who have gone through the scene have initially identified what they believe to be 4 deceased inside of this temple and 3 deceased outside of the temple, one of whom is the shooter.
This is Oak Creek. Go ahead.
That is the best information we have available at this time. I do not have any additional information to share with you. As you can see behind me, there are multiple agencies involved here, both local, state, and federal. And we're all trying to coordinate the response here, make sure that everybody's safe, anybody who may be wounded is taken care of, and that this investigation gets underway forward. There was a concern about multiple gunmen based on information heard over the scanners. I will tell you that at this time we have not identified any additional gunmen. It's possible in these types of incidents, as I said before, they're extremely fluid, and we get multiple calls and multiple reports. So it's possible that those multiple reports were of the same person. We have not identified additional shooters in the temple or on the scene. At this point, we're not sure if there was additional shooters. That will be part of this ongoing process of tactical follow-up, ensuring that everyone is accounted for, ensuring that the scene is secure, and accounting for all the victims and witnesses. I cannot take any questions at this time because that's all the information I have right now. We will schedule a briefing at 3:30 p.m. at this same spot where representatives from the various agencies will be present, and we hope that we'll be able to answer some more of your questions at that time. I thank you for your patience, and just please sit tight until 3:30. Thanks.
Okay, that is the police chief, Fred Wentlandt. He is from the Greenfield Police Department. So, Rob, here's what we know. According to him, at least 7 people are dead. He says 4 people are dead inside this temple. 3 people are dead outside the temple. One of them believed to be the shooter. 10:25 a.m., he says that they got the first calls, 911 calls into the police department. First officer was on the scene. A 20-year vet of the police department engaged that shooter. The officer was hit multiple times. They said multiple shots were exchanged. The officer eventually, when help arrived, taken to the hospital, is in surgery. The shooter was shot. They said the shooter is down, and they believe the shooter is dead. The shooter is outside the building. One of the 3 people they said they found outside the building. 4 people inside the building. That would make a total of 7 people. They said a tactical team has done a sweep of the building several times, and they believe that is it. As far as reports about another shooter, they don't believe that there is another shooter. They say, but when you have the situation, a number of people are calling 911, and it could be because of multiple reports, the same report from a number of different people.
Well, he certainly didn't say that the situation, the scene was cleared or safe. So that search of that large facility, a 17,000-foot temple there, certainly has to be done inch by inch while also attending to victims. So the scene that's happening inside there, we can only tell you what the police are telling us and what we're hearing from some of the victims that are allegedly held up inside there, or at least inside there right now. Yeah. All right, we're going to reset things after this short commercial break. Our breaking news coverage continues in a moment.